Today we are going to cover how to design a living room from start to finish. My goal in this video for you is to give you a bit of a structure or an easy process to follow, especially if you're not sure where to start and you want to ensure that your design is going to be a cohesive space. So the first step is to look at the space you will be designing and create a mood board. This is very important in my design process, in other interior design processes, because it's how we determine the design direction for your space. And when I'm outsourcing materials, choosing a color palette, and purchasing furniture, I will keep coming back to these visual references to stay focused and to ensure that the end result is going to look cohesive. I've done a previous video that can help you create a mood board that I will link above. But Pinterest is a great way to start gathering inspiration and creating your mood board. Create a new board, call it living room or some name, and start pinning images that really speak to you, that inspire you. Some people have a hard time with a mood board because there are so many beautiful imagery, so many beautiful concepts that we love, and your mood board can lean towards a ton of different design styles, which can create a scattered space in the end. So what I suggest is that your inspirational photos are mainly just living spaces, and then we're going to do a massive edit and refine your imagery to only the ones that really align with the architecture of your home, your furniture layout, your needs, your desires for your space, your priority list. Narrowing down your mood board to, let's say, maybe 10 images or less to really get a clear design direction for your space. So once you've refined your mood board, go through and list out common threads. What style of rugs are used in the imagery? What style of furniture do you see? The silhouettes, maybe the common colors throughout all the images. Look at the shapes and the materials of the furniture. For example, the sofa and the accent chairs. What materials are they made of? What are the arm shapes? What finishes and shapes are the decorative lighting? What we're doing is we're taking note of the common design threads to help train your eye. So when you're outsourcing for furniture, you're trying to find something that is similar. Make sure you don't skip the step of space planning for your living room. This will give you a good idea on the furniture layout and the ideal scale and size of the furniture to purchase, and the list of items you're going to need in the space. It's helpful to blue tape everything out on the floor before you purchase, just to make sure that it aligns with the scale and the layout that you need. I also suggest taking note of the outlet locations in the living room so that you can plan on placement of all the different types of lightings that you will use in your design. I typically use 3 to 4 light sources in every room design. This is a combination of using lamps and floor lamps and ceiling fixtures, because having multiple light sources will create a really nice ambiance for your space. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to assume that you've already done this step. In this video, I'm only really addressing concepting, your design direction, and the process of selecting furniture. Next, we're going to create a design board. I use Canva or Milanote to create my design presentations for clients, and this is a really great way to put everything together and to see if it all works, and then really use your intuition to really know if you like something. I like to start designing a living room from the ground up. So in this case, we're going to start with the rug. In my design aesthetic, I like to use either neutral rugs, so it complements the color palette that I'm going to use, or a vintage rug, and making sure that there's either 1 or 2 colors of my color scheme that is implemented into the rug. And then we'll also pull those colors from the color scheme into accent pieces, such as maybe a throw blanket or, a vase or any type of accessories. A vintage rug is worth the investment because it brings in authenticity, it's one of a kind, and it brings in color and character into a space, but If you're on a budget, doing a large natural fiber rug is the way to go. You can bring in vintage items into other areas of your home, such as the accent pieces. In my design direction, I have imagery with a natural woven rug or a low pile neutral rug, so I'm going to source a jute rug for this design. Next, I'm going to choose the major pieces for the space. So the sofa, the coffee table, and in my design, I'm going to do a sideboard, or in your design, this might be a media console. In my mood board, the silhouette of the sofas are very streamlined, they're slightly curved armed, and either a single cushion seat or a 2-cushion seat. I also have a few sofas that are either in white linen texture or a darker fabric. If you're unsure of which direction to go, this is when your priority list will come in handy. If you have children and pets, then maybe you want to go with the darker sofa, or if you feel like the white sofa is doable and it can fit within your lifestyle, then you'd love the look of a white sofa, and you can always opt for a slipcover because a slipcover would be easily to clean and easy to maintain. One factor that you should definitely think about and should sway your decision regardless is comfort, because at the end of the day, we want something that is functional, we want something that's going to be comfortable so you can relax in your home. So I'm gonna go with the sofa because it looks really cozy. The coffee table in all my images is made out of wood or marble and in a square or rectangular shape. I like to use solid surfaces for coffee tables because they can take a lot of wear and tear. They're also very functional for the space. You can have a surface area where you can place drinks. Maybe you're the type to like to put your feet up on a coffee table, but then you also have room for styling with coffee books and really cool objects. For this design, I'm going to go ahead and use the marble coffee table because marble will always instantly elevate a space and make a space look luxurious and expensive. For the sideboard, I'm going to select one of the wood finishes because I use the marble coffee table, and I always like to implement wood into every design, into every room, because wood is what makes a space feel warm and inviting. I love the hardware handles on this sideboard, and I like that the wood in this sideboard is also a more natural tone, so I'm gonna go with that. So now we're going to go select some accent pieces such as accent chairs, side tables, maybe you have a few accent stools or ottomans, and decorative lighting. This is when I suggest you source something that is vintage, because vintage items is what makes your home look collected and not just purchased. If you are on a budget, a vintage accent chair or a vintage lamp is where I would invest your money, because these are timeless pieces that can seamlessly adapt to any home design and can be placed in different rooms. If you find that you don't want them anymore in your living room, you can easily transition an accent chair or an accent table lamp into the bedroom or into a study. So they are worth the investment to me because you'll be able to use them time and again as you transition in your life. I really enjoy these accent or vintage chairs from The Expert, and I like that they're in a woven natural material that aligns with my design direction. So I'm going to select these or something similar to these if they end up not being available. Now we're going to do a few accent side tables to enhance the functionality of the space. And lastly, we're going to select art and accessories. I'm more of a simplistic designer, so I look for larger scale items for big impact. My design philosophy is quality over quantity. So I love this large scale modern art piece, and I want to mix that with smaller vintage pieces. And I also really love this big bowl from CB2 and pair that with just a few design coffee books for the coffee table. Lastly, we'll add a few little bit more accents. This is really going to what will make the space look more completed, and put that over onto the sideboard, or maybe you have different spaces in your design like a fireplace or you have a hutch. something along those lines that can contain a lot more accessories. But that is really where we're adding a little bit more of our personality into the space. So be thoughtful and be intentful about what it is that you want to bring into the house. Okay, so that wraps up a little bit of my design process for a living room. I hope this is easy to follow and that you might feel a little bit more prepared and have a little bit more confidence in designing your own space. Please go ahead and leave comments below if you have additional questions or if you would like additional follow-up videos. And my name is Asha, and this is my little YouTube channel, Studio Asha. And if you're interested in following along, here's my TikTok. And until next time, stay curious, stay creative. Bye.